So we're here today at Mar Azul in Yuma, Arizona, and it is one of Yuma's popular seafood restaurants. I know you're thinking Arizona seafood, but I promise you, you're gonna have fantastic, fantastic plates and dishes here, and the food is absolutely phenomenal. So thank you for joining me, and I am here today with James Nunez.
Hi.
He is the owner of Mar Azul and is here every single day, it seems like. So I'm here often, but you're here every single day.
You're one of my regulars.
I love this place so much.
Thank you.
James is not only owner, he's also a good friend of mine and colleague, a licensed real estate agent as well. So yeah, we definitely share a lot. So I want to start off with giving you a little taste of Mar Azul. So he does have a very extensive cocktail menu and with some amazing drinks. So we are going to make today what is one of my favorites, the Jamaica Mezcalita. And you will be making your favorite drink, which is?
So today we'll be making the tamarindo with mezcal.
So what makes these drinks so popular?
So what makes it more popular is that we make our own syrup. So everything is made from scratch. Even the lemon juice, we squeeze our lemon juice daily. Our syrup is made daily. As well as like the moment you order it, we order everything imported from Mexico. So even your mezcal is directly from Mexico.
Wow.
But everything's pretty made fresh.
Very cool. And you make a lot of these every single day, I imagine.
I do. So the most popular ones would be the Jamaica and tamarindo.
Okay.
You can make it with mezcal. You can make it just regular, like with herradura, Don Julio.
The margarita?
Like
a tamarindo margarita. Okay. Well, I promise you, they're delicious. I absolutely love them, and I get them every time. And your micheladas too. But we'll save that for another episode. So show me how to make a mezcalita, a Jamaica mezcalita. Please, James.
So we're gonna start getting one of these.
Okay. Shaker.
And then you're gonna get an ice.
Okay.
And just pour that in there.
Okay.
So I'll go to the top.
Oh, okay. I'll go halfway because you're making your
you're right.
right?
I'm making one too. So then we're gonna go ahead and then you're gonna add some lemon.
Oh, and this is real lemon juice? Real,
yes.
Like fresh lemon juice?
It's fresh lemon juice.
And you squeeze this every single day?
Yes, all the way to the top. Don't be scared.
I'm like, I don't want to spill anything. This whole setting is too perfect. It's
and
too
then
beautiful.
You're gonna put Jamaica.
So this is
syrup.
fresh Jamaica juice?
Yes,
right?
So that is fresh. We make it from scratch.
Just to...
you have to use your measuring.
Okay.
And you're gonna put 2 of those.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. 2 of them.
Yep, we got 1 and then 1 more.
Okay.
Okay, and then the next one, you're gonna go ahead and put the
Triple
sec.
1 or 2?
Just 1.
Perfect.
The next one, you go ahead and put the mezcal.
The most important ingredient,
part.
Yes.
Make sure to put some extra.
I'm gonna definitely put extra. I love mezcal. I love mezcal. So the first time I tried it, it wasn't the greatest experience. I'm taking advantage. Yeah, you know what?
You want a third?
Let me continue my story. So I've mezcal. The first time I had mezcal, I didn't know how smoky it was, right? And this was years ago. And so what I did is I ended up, true story, I took a shot glass and I just, it was a glass. And I think it was 2 shots. So I thought, okay, I'm a younger Erica raging, it's gonna be a fun night. Well, I chugged like 2 shots of mezcal.
2 shots.
It just so happened to be the smokiest one ever. So anyway, so I lost my interest in mezcal, but a few years later, I went to Guadalajara, and then did a tour, San Miguel de Allende, Guanajuato, and I went to a mixology bar, and they had mezcal, and so he says, the bartender asked me, the mixologist asked me, do you want mezcal? I said, absolutely not. You know, I've had the worst experience with mezcal. But he's like, you know
like,
what?
Warning.
Yeah, he's like, how'd you take it? And I said, well, I shot it.
Just shot it.
And so he says, well, that's your first mistake.
Yes.
So then what we did is he prepared it, you know, with chasers, which is salt, basically grasshopper salt, and then an orange slice, and then crickets, seasoned, baked and seasoned crickets.
Oh,
so you know, oh my god, it was so delicious. So anyway, so he prepared it, and you know, he's like, you sip, and then you do this, and then you know, he explained the steps. After that, oh my god, it turned out to be an acquired taste.
Amazing.
Loved,
I want one every day.
Exactly. Yes, and if I could, I would. Okay.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put some. Do you want tahini on the rim?
Oh, rim it. Okay.
You're gonna put some chamois.
Okay, cool.
And then you're gonna go ahead and put some on the rim.
Perfect. Okay.
And then you're gonna go ahead and
so
start
pretty.
shaking.
All right. And we have to go in really.
Yeah, so you kind of have to really. There we go. You wanna shake it off.
Shake it off. Okay.
There we go. So then you're gonna go ahead and take the top off.
Oh, just the top.
So it'll be kind of like this.
Oh, okay.
And then you're gonna kind of pour.
Oh, okay.
Slowly,
So the ice doesn't.
but
Okay.
like with all the ice.
With the ice?
With the ice.
Just slowly. Oh my god, it looks delicious.
Yeah.
Let's get every drop. I can't waste any
We're
dropping.
gonna top it off with a little more ice down there.
Perfect.
Just to make it nice and cold.
Okay. We definitely need it today.
And then we're gonna go ahead and garnish it. And you're gonna cut the lemon.
Okay. I have bad experiences.
Perfect.
I have really bad experience with
With the
knives.
knife.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have to cut
okay.
the little edge here.
Got it.
So like that we can garnish it. There we go. Perfect.
Oh my god, it looks delicious.
Nice. And then we're gonna go ahead and get a little.
Yes. Awesome.
Strong.
Awesome. Okay. So
And then you
this
do
is-
the honors to
okay,
try it out.
I will. Ooh, looks tasty. Oh my god, this is so
amazing.
good. This is
Really
so good.
refreshing too.
Oh,
And it's perfect for the summer.
it is the perfect summer drink.
Yes.
I cannot recommend this. You have to. If you've never been here, you have to try your Jamaica mezcalita.
Yes.
It's basically a mezcal version of a margarita with Jamaica.
With Jamaica.
All right, that is fantastic. So let's make your favorite drink.
All right, so I'm gonna make the tamarindo, but I think I'm gonna, instead of mezcal, I'm gonna add some Don Julio.
Ooh, nice.
So-
Okay. Like I can't. Like this is
You wanna
too
give
much.
me
I'm
some
having a
ice?
blast here. Which ice? This one?
The one in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna
Oh
go
my
ahead.
god, this is so good. It's gonna be gone by the time. Like okay.
You'll be
babe,
like,
yeah.
hey, can I have another one?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna add some Don Julio.
Mhm.
So we use Don Julio Blanco.
Okay.
It's
That's what we use traditionally, like in a margarita, right?
right. So you can get Don Julio. I mean, some people like it more stronger, or you can get a Herradura, Himado. Different types of,
Oh my god,
tequila.
This is so good.
All right, so I'm gonna add the tamarindo. I like mine a little sweeter, so I add
Okay.
a little extra. And I'm gonna put the triple sec. And of course, some fresh lemon.
And triple sec is just a sweeter. It's for sweetness, right?
Right, so it just kind of gives it like a little touch of like that orangey taste.
Oh, okay.
More of a citrusy.
I always
flavor.
knew. So like when I make cocktails at home, it calls out for triple sec. And honestly, I never knew exactly what triple sec was, other than it was gonna make my drink sweeter.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if you want to add more sweetener, I mean, you can always add like agave.
Oh.
But honestly,
That
because
sounds good
this are the the tamarindo Jamaica already has sugar.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
kind of
And they're natural ingredients too.
Yeah, they're super natural. We don't purchase them in the store. We
That's awesome.
literally order, make it from scratch.
Very cool.
It's time consuming, but it honestly makes your drink to another level. I mean, you have to try it to understand it.
I love how you, so maybe a couple of years ago, you guys sort of reinvented yourselves, right? Like you rebranded, but you changed a lot of, you basically leveled up and stepped up your game, in terms of, restaurant. So I love how you also have a more a specialty cocktail menu. I love cocktails.
Yeah.
And so, when I saw the menu, I was like, I was thinking, oh my goodness, this is now next level, next level stuff. So you just don't go in and buy, it's not like your menu just has beer, wine, and, a michelada, and that's it. No, you have specialty drinks. So
yeah, we wanted to really focus on adding drinks that are super fresh. And especially for the summer.
In different
ways. So I've added a lot more to the menu, and I have a lot more ideas coming soon. But I can tell you that everything on the menu, in the bar menu, sells pretty well. And I get people maybe order once or 2 or 3 times because they really like the drink.
Yeah. Well, I'm 2 or 3 in by the time I'm getting my checks. So, but no, so you also you kind of, you oversee the updates and changes that need to be made. You add and remove stuff from the menu as well. So
so I normally am in charge of making sure what drinks are coming in, what is kind of oversee what's out there and what people are really looking for, what's trending. So a lot of the times when I have an idea or something just clicks to me, I'll just bring it up with my dad. My dad, honestly, he's the one that does all this for me, and he's like, here you go, James, and I just start mixing things up and we make magic happen.
Nice.
So,
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I can't get enough of Mar Azul. I promise you, I cannot get enough.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get you a drink.
I need to get a shaker here. So I'm going to need a cup behind you.
Okay.
You can probably grab the blue one.
The blue. Okay.
Down. All right. So then I'm going to go ahead.
Oh, would you like, I'll rim it for you.
Sure. Thank you.
I need this set up at my house. from morning.
Bar parties at your
place.
There
you go. Oh my God. Bring that Jamaica mix and you can come over anytime.
Yes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and mix this. Just put it in pour.
That looks amazing.
There you go. So I honestly don't use a straw. That's just me.
Neither do I.
I like to use just have it with the ram.
Got it.
But cheers.
Cheers to much success and a lot of business.
Of course.
And many more years of friendship.
And many years of friendship, of course.
Salud.
Salud. We are drinking on the job.
You know you have a good job when you drink on the job.
Yeah. Not many can do that.
I know. All right, so now we're off to the second best part is the food. Next is my absolute favorite part is food.
The food part.
Let's see. So let's talk about your menu. You have a pretty extensive menu when it comes to seafood. You also serve like carne asada, barbecue, things of that sort. But you're known to be a seafood restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah, so like a mariscos, Mexican seafood style restaurant. So what are your most popular dishes?
So one of the most popular ones that we have would be our Doritos.
Okay.
They're basically stuffed peppers. And then we stuff them with cheese and shrimp inside, and we deep fry them.
Okay.
So once you deep fry those, they have like this really nice taste and a crunchy flavor. And on top of that, we put a Dorito sauce that we specifically make here that I have not seen anywhere else.
Your secret ingredient.
The secret ingredient.
That's the secret sauce.
Yes. And I'm not kidding you, like people don't just use it for the dorito. They also use it on their salads. They use it on their tacos. They use it on the aguachiles. It's good for a lot of things.
Sure, because it's got and I've had the sauce. It's phenomenal. It's like a vinegary taste, right? Like it is so good. And you're right, because I've ordered Doritos in other restaurants.
Yeah.
At other restaurants, and I can't. You can't compare.
Yeah, I get customers come in like, I went here and it's not the same.
Yeah.
And they even tell me like, is it like Mar Azul? And people, yeah, it's like that. And obviously customers come back and I'm like, yeah, well, we make it from scratch. I mean, obviously anywhere else makes it from scratch too. But it's just those ingredients that everyone does their food differently. It is amazing.
Amazing.
But one of those are probably one of our top sellers.
Okay.
The other one would probably be los aguachiles.
Okay. And what's aguachiles?
So aguachiles is basically, it's all shrimp and it's cooked all in lime.
Okay.
So we cook it in lime. It is raw, but once we cook it, it cooks it all the way and it turns like a pink color. Then we mix it in with 3 sauces that you have a choice of 3 sauces that you can put on. We have the green sauce, black sauce, and red sauce.
So you have options. So it is a spice level. Does it change?
Yes. So if you decide you want to do maybe a green sauce, with green, it's more of a lemon taste. The red one is more like a habanero kind of taste. Okay. The black is more like a soy sauce, but spicy. Okay. And you're able to level it out. Like you can say, I want mild, I want hot, I want extra hot. So you have the choice to do that. Some customers get creative and they can be like, hey, you know what? Let me add the black and the red.
Oh, I didn't know you could mix. That's awesome. Yeah, aguachiles is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's raw shrimp cooked or basically cured in lemon or lime juice, right?
Right.
Okay.
And then you have and then it comes with cucumber, avocado. It has onions to top off that flavor. But
that sounds good. My mouth is watering, James. It's watering.
It's so good. I think that's my go-to is the aguachiles.
That's your favorite?
That is one of my favorite dishes.
All right.
The other one that is one of my favorites is the mocajete.
Okay.
It's probably like a big mocajete. And it has cooked shrimp, raw shrimp.
Okay.
And then it has the scallops and octopus. And then we make our own shrimp juice here. So everything is made with shrimp juice. So we don't process the juice. Any like the shrimp cocktails that we make here, we use the same juice as well. So the juice, we mix it in and then we mix the red or the black sauce to the mocajete. Okay. So you get that spicy kind of juice flavor. It's not sweet. It's just perfectly balanced kind of texture and taste.
Very nice. Oh, that sounds amazing. And I always get also, part of your cocktail menu or your drink menu, I always get a michelada, right? And it's just red, beer with a lot of spices and juices. Right. But from what I understand, you use the shrimp juice in the mix, right? For your michelada mix.
So
my God,
the michelada is
one of the best.
Very, very different than some other places because we make our shrimp juice. So we mix in shrimp juice with the clamato, and then we basically just pour it with your own beer. You honestly don't have to add anything to it because the flavor, we already added it for you. Yeah. So honestly, you just have to basically get it, pour in the beer, and enjoy it.
Yeah, those are amazing. They are so good. One of the best micheladas in Yuma, Arizona, or anywhere really.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what other popular dish do you?
So the next popular dish I can probably think of would probably be like the tuna tostada. Okay. That one's a new tostada we just brought into the restaurant, and it's been really popular. It's raw tostada or raw tuna tostada, and it has chipotle in it. It has cucumber, it has onions, and then we put that dorito kind of sauce, and you kind of top it up on top of it, and then you just basically, eat it and enjoy it.
Cool. So one of my favorite dishes here, absolutely, I don't think I have. every single time that I've been here, that I've come to the restaurant, I always order your shrimp ceviche.
Yes.
Shrimp ceviche here is to die for. It is amazing. It is so good. It's also cured, right? It's cooked in lime juice.
Yes.
And I like it. I like to order the bowl, and I like your chips. The chips are amazing. Chips and salsa here. And then you put like a seasoning on those chips.
Yes.
So what I like is I put the chips, put a little bit of mayo, and then throw the ceviche on there. So it gives the mayo. I think gives the ceviche creamy taste. But that's what I do when I come here.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been here and not ordered the ceviche.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the chips part because honestly, at first, I think customers would be like, why are you charging chips? And I'm like, well, we make our chips from scratch.
Yeah.
We, have to, the process of having to cut the chips to make sure when you order it, we deep fry the chips the moment people order. So when it's coming out, your chips are fresh and they're hot.
Yeah.
They're not sitting there for quite some time. Right.
Yeah.
And then we also season it at the moment that they come out. We season it with like a chili powder, and that gives it like a more of a pop kind of taste.
They're amazing.
Especially with with ceviche. Because we make the ceviche also when you order it.
Yeah.
So we basically it's cooked in lemon. It has cilantro, tomato, and it has cucumber.
Yeah.
And like you said, you get the chip, you put the ceviche, you want to add some mayo on it, and some chile, and salsa.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And your drink.
My mouth is watering right now. Oh my God. Okay, so what are we starting with?
So I think we're gonna start first with a torito.
Okay.
I think that's probably
on your appetizer menu.
Yes, so that would be in our appetizers.
Awesome.
So let me. Wow, Claudia, te hablas a las. I want her to bring me a torito. The torito. So two.
I was like, I can't eat by myself.
You'll see. Yeah.
Not
like this. So she's gonna bring me one with no breading and then one with breading. Okay. So we have two options.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
See, that's something I learned something new.
Yeah.
I'm learning like the secret menu over here.
Yeah, we actually do have a secret menu.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wait,
people don't even know the ones we have. Yeah.
What's your secret menu? Or is it thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so one of our secret menus would be the gobernadora, but it's called La Diabla Gobernadora. We just added that like maybe a few weeks ago. And what it is, it's a tortilla with cheese, and then we add all the shrimp. It's cooked shrimp. Mm-hmm. It has a bunch of shrimp in it, and then we add cabbage and chipotle all around the taco. So it's just that crunchy kind of taste taco, and it's not on our menu yet. We're trying it out, and honestly, I've had customers eat their entire plate because they say it's good.
Okay,
so it'll be coming soon in the menu.
Okay. Well, I think you definitely have to keep stuff in the secret menu too.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's give this a shot.
Okay, so this is the torito without the breading, right?
Right. Okay. So you have two choices. One without breading and then one with breading.
Okay.
And then this is the torito sauce that I was telling you that's really popular, and it goes well with any dish that we sell here.
Oh my God. Okay. This looks amazing.
So let's do the honors. So what I'm gonna do first with the breading, there's a secret to it.
Okay.
What you wanna do is you wanna go ahead and grab the torito, and then you're gonna dip it in. And you probably want to let it soak for a little bit, like maybe 3 seconds.
Okay. So the breading, the bread absorbs
the bread.
The juice.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So once it's ready, should I take the first bite?
Go ahead. Absolutely.
All right, guys. I don't know how I feel people watching me, but
no one's watching you.
Nobody's watching.
Okay.
All right. So I'll take the first bite.
Right? Oh my God. So, okay.
Yeah, got it. It's so good. Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna have another bite.
Eat the entire thing.
I'm gonna eat the whole entire thing.
Oh my God, this is so good. I've never had it without the breading.
Yeah.
I think I like it without the breading because you get a lot of the chile.
Yes, you get a little more of the chile flavor as well. If you're like in the low calorie, you can have it without the bread. You know, there's like a lot of options that you can have that you don't need, you know, without the breading.
Very cool.
Or you need a napkin.
I know. Okay. Prop.
I'm gonna have my drink because
I'm gonna have a drink too.
I'm feeling the chile.
Okay. Okay, so we're done with the appetizers. Do you want some food?
I know. You're like watching us.
I know, yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, this looks so good. Oh my God. Okay, so we are now. Okay, so this is shrimp ceviche.
Right.
This is my absolute favorite. This is what I come to Mar Azul for.
Specifically
shrimp ceviche. What is shrimp ceviche?
So shrimp ceviche is raw shrimp.
Ooh.
And then we cook it in lemon.
Okay.
And then we add cucumber, cilantro,
pico de gallo.
onions. Kind of similar to pico de gallo. We also squeeze our lemon, so it is freshly
lemon. Squeezed.
Yes, freshly squeezed.
And you have?
So I have those aguachiles.
Okay.
So today I picked the red aguachiles. So basically it's raw shrimp cooked in lemon. And then we add our special sauce to it. And around it comes with cucumber, tomato, avocado, and a lot of onions.
Oh my God.
Because onions makes it taste absolutely
That's where the flavor's at.
That gives it more of the flavor. I don't know if you guys want to all see.
Oh my God, it looks so good.
Yes.
It looks delicious.
It's very simple look, but the moment you take a bite of it, it's just
a lot of flavor.
It melts in your mouth.
A lot of flavor. Okay.
Yeah. So we get started.
Thank you.
So, we have some crackers here.
Okay.
Do you like to eat yours with crackers?
I like mine with tostadas, and I like to break them up because, like I said, I usually I just little bites instead of having that big tostada.
The big tostada.
Yeah.
So you're able to like pick the sizes of ceviche.
Different.
Yeah, different. Like we got the 12 ounce, 16 ounce. We got the 32 ounce. So you're able even to pick big portions to share with the party as well. You'll be coming with a big party. Okay. So you don't have to just pick something small.
And I am going to try this one.
Is that the negra?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, picante. Yeah, that one's really, really good with ceviche.
Okay, perfect.
Other populars probably be like the habanero verde.
Okay.
And then the habanero rojo.
Okay.
So these are my two top favorite with the black sauce.
With the black sauce.
But you do how you prepare yours, yeah.
I will just try them all.
So I'm gonna eat my aguachiles.
With
crackers.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna add some avocado on top because I'm obsessed with avocado. So I'm a huge fan of salt. So I'm gonna add salt, guys. It already has a lot of salt, but still. Well, cheers.
Bon appetit.
Yeah, bon appetit. I know.
Oh my God.
It's so good.
I need a moment. I need a moment. Oh my God, this is so good. My mouth is still watering. It's so good. Oh my God. I love you, James.
We love you too. And I think I'm probably gonna eat this entire plate.
Oh my God, this is so good. So, how? So I know you. You know, as I mentioned earlier, to our, you know, our audience, you're also, in addition to being a business owner, you know, obviously running a thriving business and successfully, you know, running a business. You're also a licensed agent, and I know with running a business of this sort, the restaurant industry is not easy.
It's not.
So you know, you're also a licensed agent. I'm sure you don't have a lot of time to dedicate to real estate. But how do you manage running a business and, you know, occasional real estate deals and life in general?
So I basically plan myself daily. Like I am like up by 5 a.m. and I have my routine. You know, I wake up early morning, I first make my coffee, and then I start making calls. You know, I start making calls, I make my list, and then you know, the restaurant needs some sort of merchandise, you know, I'll have to go get that merchandise. But at the same time, on the phone constantly. And, you know, if I'm working with the deal, I'm either on the phone or on my computer. But other than that, like sometimes I'll come into work. I have my office here as well. So it makes it easy, you know, and being the boss, being able to, you know, be able to go to the office and work. But
what are the struggles of and I, you know, we all, you know, you and I are business owners. What are the struggles that you see in being a business owner?
I think one of the struggles in today,
like the daily,
like I think it's just the economy of what we're at the moment. I think a lot of us live the unsure of what is next, what's happening, you know, and so I think that comes like a little scary for a lot of business people because we're just not sure what's going to be.
And that's a good point you bring up because you're right. The economy, you know, a lot of people, you know, are afraid that the uncertainty, you know, you know, interest rates. You know, interest rates is huge. It's always been huge. Prices, home prices, they keep going up, and you know we've seen an increase in home prices. But at the same time, everyone has a different situation in their life where it's never. I always get asked, you know, when's the right time to buy? Well, I can't answer that for you because it's never the right or wrong time to buy. In general, it's always when it's right or wrong for you. Right? You know, and we could be going through life changes. In another episode, I mentioned, you know, we're all going through something different, right? There's always a different situation, different scenario for every buyer and seller. It could be, you know, there could be death in the family where they're forced to sell or whatever the case may be, marriage, growing family, divorce. So you know, there's never, that's the right time for them because they have to sell at that point, you know. And so bottom line, there will always be homes purchased or sold, no matter what. So there's never the right or wrong time to buy. Now you just have to make the numbers work for you. Are you going to go and buy a $500,000 house right now, although you're uncertain of the economy? No, but you can go and buy something maybe half the price and get yourself into, like, just get your foot through the door, because you never know. And at that point, do you want to continue renting, or do you actually want to own something? I mean, even if I have to live in something, you know, very beginner, my foot's in the door, and I just grow from there.
And you know, homes are always, it's an investment.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
And I can tell you, I mean, my story when I purchased my condo.
I would absolutely love it. Tell us your story. What your experience was when you purchased your first home, and you know, obviously a condo. I purchased a condo. I own several condos, and the difference between buying a condo or a townhome and buying a single family home, because there's pros and cons to everything. And there's definitely some pros and cons to condos and townhomes or a
residential. So when I first bought my condo, it was during the recession. And so during the recession, you know, I think a lot of us were unsure, as well as, you know, economy. And I got this opportunity to check this condo out, and I was like, you know what, my realtor at the time said, "Hey James, there's this condo I think you'll like. Come and check it out." And I said, "Okay." And so the moment I walked in, I just
fell in love.
I fell in love with it. I felt a connection with it.
Yeah.
And I'm still currently living there, and I absolutely love it. So during that time, the economy started getting better and better and better. So I mean, I can tell you, yeah, we're all afraid of his rates are gonna go down.
Yeah.
Our houses are gonna go down. You could always refinance.
Sure.
During the time that you're,
Right.
once rates go down, you can always refinance or your condo.
And that's the beauty of it and this is what I try to explain to a lot of buyers. You can always change your payment based off the rate, right? If the time is right to refinance, right? If it makes sense.
Yeah.
When you refinance to a lower interest rate, that just means your mortgage payment's going to go down. Your monthly mortgage payment goes down.
Yeah.
So you can't lose there unless, you refinance to take out a lot of equity and, et cetera, et cetera. You refinance for a higher rate. But you can always, the rate is temporary. I tell people the rate is always going to be temporary if you want it to be, but the price you paid for your home is forever.
Right.
So use it as a savings account, pull from it. This equity that you build is a savings account. Pull from it periodically as you need. But again, the rate is temporary.
Yeah.
It's always going to be, don't focus on the rate, focus on the price of the home.
And sometimes some people feel like, oh, well, I don't see that money. I'm losing money. And I'm like, no, your money is sitting there. It's not in the bank.
Correct.
You're not using, the bank's not using your money.
Correct.
You have it in an equity. You have equity in that home.
Yeah.
That you can use it for some sort of emergency or something.
Exactly.
Or want to remodel something or have your kids go to college or, you have that extra cushion that you can always use.
Exactly. That you wouldn't have if you're renting.
Right.
Because renting, at the end of the day, you decide to move out or your landlord decides to sell, you're left with nothing. Other than
you start from zero.
Exactly. You're starting all over again.
And on top of that, you have fees,
yes.
or if you lose your direct deposit, or they make you pay certain
credit
things.
score is monitored too nowadays.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's so many risks to renting. Of course, being a homeowner is not for everyone, right? Some people love the practicality of it, of just renting. Okay, I'm moving, that's it. I'm walking, like no obligation.
No string attached.
Exactly, no strings attached. But then again, there's no savings account, there's no equity, there's nothing to pull from, when you've already invested, $15,000 to $20,000 a year here in Yuma, $15,000 to $20,000 a year, and there's nothing to show for it.
No.
So.
I had one person tell me, they're like, I don't want to own a house. I don't want nothing. I am gonna rent. One time I retire, I'm gonna go to Mexico and buy my, rent over there.
Yeah.
I don't want to own nothing. I don't want no strings. And like maybe months later, I saw him again, and he's like, you know what? I regret not purchasing. And I said, it's never late. You can still get a home. And now he's considering buying a home. Why? Because he sees the outcome of all this equity that you can have saved and be able to use it for anything.
Yeah.
Or even if you pay it off, you won't be paying rent for the rest of your life.
Right.
You're paying somebody else's house, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. And as an investor, I think, well, the rate. Well, what does it matter? I mean, this is the way I see it as a landlord and as an investor. I'll buy a home at 8%. Why? Because I'm not paying that 8%. Who's paying that 8%? My tenant is. Right. So you as a tenant, you're making someone else's mortgage payment, and perfectly fine. Like I said, owning a home is not for everyone. Homeownership it does come with a price tag. You have your mortgage payment, property taxes, you have insurance, you have maintenance. If something breaks, who's responsible? The homeowner, right?
The homeowner.
So I completely understand. Homeownership is not for everyone.
Right.
But if there's any opportunity to build wealth, it's going to be through real estate. That is the surest way to build to build wealth, generational wealth.
Oh yeah.
But completely understand. And so you started off with a condo.
Yeah. So I started with my condo after maybe I've been there for about 12 years now.
Okay.
So I've been there for a very long time. I've done a lot of updates on the place. It does come with an HOA, you know. So, you know, there's some good and bad having a condo.
Right.
You know, sometimes having an HOA, it's nice because they keep your yard clean.
Yeah.
You know, you have the common areas, and I'm not a very fan of cutting the grass. I have a lot going on.
Well, that's why you have an HOA. Is you
Yeah,
pay someone to
so
do
they
it,
can,
right?
you know, cut the grass, do the maintenance, the pool, and all that. You know, which is nice. It's, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the most important thing about an HOA, in my opinion, because I also own condos and I have HOAs. I feel it's a benefit because the HOA's responsibility is also to make sure that the community looks basically uniformed and cohesive, and they ensure that basically all your condos look, you know, the same.
Right.
And so in a way, it's a good thing because you know that you're not going to have a purple house next door or a bright pink one right next to you.
Yeah.
So, you know,
or someone that might not cut the grass.
Correct. Or an abandoned car in a carport, or trash cans out by your front door.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, and that's the responsibility of an HOA. But then again, that's the nice part is not only do you have all of these amenities at the cost of an association fee, but it also maintains your property value. It, you know, at least, like I said, it keeps your property value consistent, and they ensure that you have something nice to come home to.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty nice. I mean.
Well, I think you live on the golf course, right? Or
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be really.
I'm not leaving. But I mean, I think the pros and cons. I mean, I think one of the problems would be that you don't have control over the HOA. If there's any type of maybe painting that has to get done. You know, they pass out a boat. You know, you have people, all the resident, everybody that lives there has to put a boat. And if you lose your boat, then you still have to pay for that painting.
Right.
So you don't have so much of control as well.
Correct.
As well, when you're looking for, let's say, I want a condo instead of residential, you know, just because you didn't qualify for a condo, it doesn't mean that you don't qualify for a residential.
Yeah.
Because when you go through the process with the lender, you know, they require your mortgage plus your HOA. So they add those two together.
Correct.
So sometimes some people get upset. They're like, oh, I don't qualify. And I'm like, well, you can always qualify for a residential home.
Right.
Even maybe a bigger home, you know, with a 4-bedroom, 3 baths home.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are like...
There's absolutely. Because, like you said, you know, a condo will cost you a certain amount, but you have to tack on $200, $300, $400 HOA fees. And in larger cities, you're looking at $500 plus.
Yeah.
That is in addition to your mortgage payment. So at that point, it's likely more affordable to buy an actual single family home.
Right.
You know, I'm a believer of condos and townhomes. I love the practicality of it.
Yeah,
I'm like you. I don't, you know, I don't need to be out there cutting grass at, you know, on a Saturday morning. And I like my townhome looking the same as the one next door, and you know, because that just adds value to the property.
It does.
So pros and cons, but again, you know, single family homes, you don't have the HOA fees. You can paint your house purple if you wanted to. Yeah. And no one's going to tell you anything.
You're more in control.
You're more in control, correct.
Right.
And you know, if you want to leave your car parked in your driveway for 3 years, no one's going to tell you to move it. No. You know, there's CC&Rs, but that's a whole other episode.
That's another story.
But so To kind of recap, would you buy another property in your lifetime?
So I just recently bought a property.
Okay, nice, congratulations.
Thank you. I got my first investment home.
Yay, congrats.
I had the privilege to have the opportunity to purchase my house. I'm going to be renting it.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, during the process, it was a flip. So it was a little nerve-wracking, excited, and I was constantly at Home Depot and Lowe's. Everybody knew me there, but I love interior design. Yeah. I'm an imaginary person, as you guys can see.
As I can see, yes.
But during the process, I got to learn so many great things about the home, and I've become attached to it. It's a home, and I'm able to share that with someone that is in need of a home.
Yes.
Especially maybe in a short-term period that they want to stay in the house. And it could be a family, a single person. I'm helping a community out. So,
yeah.
Which makes me feel happy.
Had you not bought a home before that, I guess what I'm trying to say is, would you have been able to buy an investment property had you not bought your primary home first?
If I would have not bought it?
Mm-hmm.
The condo?
Yes.
I don't know. Good question. I mean, honestly, the moments I've been in the residential home, I have said it. I was like, man, I wish I would have bought a residential home because of the space. And I do have 2 dogs, and so sometimes I need
the yard
and them to be able to move around the house.
Sure.
And so I sometimes I wish I could move this house to Yuma, because the home is in San Jose, Arizona. And San Jose, Arizona is, as you know, is growing massively.
So much,
yes.
But it's quite a drive for you.
It is. It's a bit of 40-minute drive. And I considered moving there, but I was like, you know what, I probably rather just be something closer to Yuma in my job, and so I decided, I'm gonna go ahead and rent it out the home. Yeah, but I mean, if I had the chance, I would probably buy a residential home now.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, and now that you own several properties or a couple of properties, you're building that wealth, that generational wealth.
Yes.
Now you have not just one home that you're basically building a savings account, on. You have the second property, and it only creates, it builds equity, and yeah, that's how we do it.
And it's scary, it's like everybody else, I've asked family members that are into property investments, and I said, hey, how did you feel on your first time? I didn't know what I was doing, or I was afraid. What's gonna happen? You have a lot of questions.
I know.
And I think you have to really, feel it inside yourself and say, you know what, I'm moving forward. Don't look back. Just do it. You will never know if you don't try.
If you don't do it, yes. I'm on the same boat, same page. I'm going on, I think, property number 12, and every single time, I think, am I making the right decision? Am I not?
Right.
What if this? What if that? And mind you, I've purchased some properties as is. I've bought them without even taking a look at them, and I went for it.
Yeah.
If the numbers work,
why not?
Why not? Exactly.
And being in business, I can tell you that it's all a risk.
Exactly.
You have to take a risk
Exactly.
to see the growth.
Exactly.
People always say, I want to do this, I want to do that. Don't say, do it.
Yes.
Don't be afraid. And don't say, well, that person can what I can. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
I'm here. I said that myself. I was like, I can't do that. I'm never going to have that second home. And now I do, with my blessing of God, I'm able to say I have a home.
Absolutely. If you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you? I can say, you know what, James, I don't think you can buy that. I don't know, but don't listen to me, listen to yourself.
Right.
And you are the only one that's going to be able to make it happen.
Yeah.
And you're the only one that's making it happen. You know, so absolutely, if you don't just take the risk, take the jump, you're never going to know.
No.
You're never going to know. I mean, no risk, no reward.
No.
It could also turn into a big failure, but
you get yourself back up.
Exactly.
And do it again.
We always do.
Yeah.
At one point,
it's just part of business.
Exactly.
You know, and I can tell you that there's times where you want to give up, you know, and you know, it's like when you're in school. You know, when I was in school, I hated school.
Yeah.
You know, and I pulled it through. I was like, I'm gonna graduate. You know, and I got my bachelor's degree, and I kept moving, and I didn't stop. You know?
I think it's like that with anything. You know, even just starting a workout program. I mean, people have goals. Oh, I'm going to be a bodybuilder. I'm going to be, you know, I'm going to, you know, gain, you know, muscle. This is what I'm going to do. But you're out there, and you know, there's times where you just want to quit.
Yeah.
Forget that. You know, this is. I'd rather stay on the couch and Netflix and chill all day long.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's you have to want it. You have to want you have to have the motivation. You have to want it.
Right.
And you have to have it in you. And you have to have the drive, the motivation. You know, I can give you a motivational speech all day long, but at the end of the day, if you know, if you don't resonate
what
with
you want, what
Correct.
is it that you want?
Correct.
And you have to move forward.
Right.
You know, don't look back. You know, keep going.
Yeah.
You know, there's gonna be downfalls. There's gonna be good days, bad days.
Yeah.
We all go through it. You know, and sometimes we look at someone and we're like, damn, that person has it all. You don't know what they've been through.
No.
It's a beautiful picture in the background.
Sure.
But we don't know what's happening in ourselves in our daily lives. You know, we all go through things, and people are not alone. You know?
And I think I just posted something not too long ago where we never know what the person next to us is going through.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is be kind, and you know, just be there. Just be there for them.
Yeah.
And you know, we've all I've made huge mistakes in my life, and I've hit rock bottom. And I've made some bad decisions, and I've also made bad real estate decisions, you know, but I wouldn't have learned unless I would have taken the chance and taken the risks. So.
And now you're here, and look at you, beautiful, and with 12 properties, and doing great. You know?
And having lunch with James Nunez, the one and only James Nunez. So this is amazing. So. Ceviche, aguachiles, and let's keep going.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. So
should we have a cocktail next?
Yes.
All right, guys. So today we're gonna have the shrimp cocktail. So this is our shrimp juice that I'm telling you that we make here.
Oh, the infamous Mar Azul shrimp juice. Okay.
We actually clean our shrimp. We clean it. We peel it. We also prepare it daily. All our seafood is fresh as possible.
Okay.
I know some people are like, well, you're in Arizona. Like, I don't think
You're in the desert.
You're in a desert. Like, where's the ocean? Like,
Right.
How are we gonna get this cocktail here?
Right.
Well, I mean, easy. You know, you place an order daily. The moment you bring it in, we clean it, we peel it, you know, we cook it.
Okay.
You know, my parents always come in early morning. They're cooking the cocktail just for an early morning shift all the way to the afternoon.
Wow.
But we add in the fresh juice. We add the shrimp, the cucumber, and the onions.
Okay.
We make it as simple as possible.
Sure.
We also able to mix in like all kinds of salsas that we have on the table.
Add some spice and flavor.
Yeah, I can add some flavor to it. Of course, you gotta order some avocado. I mean, you can't go wrong with avocado.
No,
you know,
no, you can't.
With mariscos.
No,
but yeah, well, you wanna do the first bite?
Oh my God, yes, I would love to. Say less, say less.
So you're gonna eat it with a spoon.
With a spoon, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, I've never had
a cocktail?
Not here.
Oh, really?
Never.
Oh my gosh.
So this is gonna be
this
my
is
first
real,
time.
guys.
This is real. This is the first bite.
So you gotta add some juice in there. Here
Yeah.
you go.
You got it. Get it nice and juicy.
Yes. And it's just that crunch.
Like the moment you bite it, it's like it has a crunch taste to it. And that's how you know it's fresh. If you ever get anything that is
not crunchy,
or like gooey, that's not good.
That is delicious.
Yeah.
And that's the shrimp juice that I have in the micheladas, so I can taste it.
Exactly. So we use our shrimp juice for absolutely almost everything. We get creative
my God, that
with
seafood, it's fresh. And it is definitely fresh. Oh my goodness, thank you. No, it's delicious. Do you need a spoon?
Sure.
So you can.
I'll stab you with a spoon. Unless I share with Erica.
Yeah. That is really good.
So I'm gonna have some. I always add in some avocado.
Some avocado.
And then I'm gonna add some shrimp on top. Oops. There we go.
That looks delicious. Oh my God. It is amazing, right?
Oh yeah.
You would know.
I would know.
So do you eat seafood every single day?
I do.
Really?
I always eating seafood.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna turn pink one day. With so much seafood, I'm like, I need to stop eating seafood.
No, oh my God. Mariscos, which is like the Mexican style of seafood. A Mexican style of seafood.
So we're from the Sonora area.
Yeah.
So a lot of our marisco style is from Sonora.
Okay.
So, we use basics where we don't put, clamato, or we don't put spices in our cocktail ketchup. Like we go very basic, and customers are able to be creative with some sauces.
Well, sometimes less is more.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if you give them the basics, they create their own, their own
little ingredient, and the way you want to order it, you can order it. But people absolutely love our cocktails. We have different sizes. You can order a small, medium, and large. You can order online or
for takeout.
For takeout, we have our curbside pickup. Okay. We also have we're coming soon. We have our DoorDash delivery.
Okay.
So we'll be having delivery soon, and you're able to order a cocktail, anything on the menu.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
Those options is out there for everyone that's interested to order to go. Yeah.
Well, I think this is oh man, I'm so full. Oh, I got my fix for the day. But no, thank you so much for
thank you, Erica.
having me here.
It's always a pleasure.
I always enjoy coming in and seeing you.
I know. I always get excited when I see you.
So no, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for this amazing lunch and delicious cocktails.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you and everything you do, and always a smiley, friendly face here. And and I always ask a question at the end of my episodes, and it's always going to be a different question to each one of my guests. So my question to you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh my gosh. Business or
personal?
Personal?
Let's talk personal.
Oh my God. I see myself with at least a kid, a baby. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
I want to look into, having a baby soon. Hopefully buy another rental property, so I can, build that wealth.
Yes.
And honestly be healthy. I think most importantly, be close to my family. We're very, very united, and grow the business. Bring in good ideas. And to be able to see our customers happy and smiling, and see them leave that they say, "Oh, the food's amazing here." I think that's the most rewarding thing for me. And so I think in the next 5 years, there's going to be a lot coming. So I can't say.
to be continued. We'll have a second episode with you.
So hopefully with that, we have a lot of good ideas coming up, a lot of changes for Mar Azul, and
I'm excited. Well, best of luck with your goals, and I'm sure you'll have no problem accomplishing them.
Thank you.
So thanks, James. And if you want to taste amazing seafood, come to Mar Azul in Yuma, Arizona. And are you on social media?
I am.
Okay.
So it's under Mar Azul underscore. No, it's Mariscos underscore Mar Azul.
Mariscos underscore
Yes.
Mar Azul. Okay.
And we have it also on Facebook. A lot of us, they post it on Google. Like on Google, you can leave us a review.
Okay.
We have one of the highest review ratings, and you know, for the seafood.
Yeah.
We really, you know, you can check it out and you'll see absolutely amazing reviews in there.
Awesome. Well, I will forever be a customer of yours. So come check out Mar Azul, fantastic seafood restaurant, and come and enjoy a really nice cocktail too.
Should we cheers?
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.